Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep video. Today I am sharing with you a real life, family friendly meal prep video. So it is currently Sunday morning and Adam is golfing. The kids actually are at Adam's parents' house right now. And so I have a few hours to get some meal prep done for the week. I'm actually going out of town for work this week. And so I'll be leaving Monday and coming back kind of late on Friday night. And so some of the things I want to get accomplished today, sorry, I'm looking at my computer because I was going to print out some recipes here. So I am going to be making some peanut butter and chocolate chip muffins for the kids. They love those for breakfast. I really want to get all my produce washed. I did buy a ton of produce at the grocery store today, and so that's something that I definitely want to get done before I leave so that my kids and my husband can eat it while I'm gone. I also want to prep like some salads, some fruit cups, some homemade Lunchables, just different things like that for them to have while I'm gone. And then I also like to take snacks with me. When I travel, they have to be non-perishable because I do check them in my luggage and then just sort of dole them out in my laptop bag throughout the week. So I'll show you that as well. So you guys always know that when I'm meal prepping in the kitchen or cooking, I'm always either watching YouTube or listening to a podcast or watching classes on Skillshare. And so I want to thank Skillshare again for sponsoring today's video. You guys know I have worked with them in the past and I just love their platform. They are an online learning site with tons and tons of classes. It's all adult learning. So anything that you want to learn more about, they have writing classes, photography, tech, business. Lately, I've been enjoying a lot of their culinary content. And so two of the classes that I am watching right now, or one that I'm watching right now and one that I want to finish today. The one that I'm in progress watching right now is Slow Cooker Secrets. Get more flavor in less time. So, I mean, I consider myself a pretty experienced home cook, but every time I watch these classes, there's always something that I can take away from it. So I'm finishing that, and then the class that I want to listen to today while I'm cooking is Make Ahead Breakfast That Will Change Your Day. So I love meal prep, so that's right up my alley. If you guys would like to try out Skillshare, I'll have a link in my description box. You can click on that link and get 2 free trial months of the premium membership. If you do want to keep it, it comes out to less than $10 a month. And I always like to say that it's like a really professional version of YouTube because everything is just such high quality. Let's get on to the meal prep. I am going to show you the things that I want to get done. We'll go into the meal prep, and then at the end, I'll share with you everything that I got accomplished. So I bought this watermelon actually midweek, and I need to go ahead and get this cut up. My plan is to like make some individual fruit cups with some other fruit that I got at the grocery store today. I have the pita crackers. These are for the homemade pizza Lunchables. That's actually a recipe from the Damn Delicious Meal Prep Cookbook, which is a really good cookbook. I'll link it down below, but they're super easy to make and my kids love them. I got these for myself, possibly to take with me. I'm not sure. I haven't tried them yet. I got the recommendation on these from Leanne at Grady's Mom, so I'll link her channel down below as well. Random Nutella. This is the pizza sauce for the pizza Lunchables. I have this super ripe mango, and so I'm not sure. I need to do something with this. I'll see when I cut into it how mushy it is. I might just end up freezing it for smoothies. I have my bananas for the banana peanut butter muffins, some tomatoes to wash up. That's for dinner tonight. I do want to get some kiwis cut up. Kira requested those. My grapes washed, my strawberries cut up and washed, and then I have some eggs here that I'm going to hard boil in the Instant Pot. So let's get started and see what we can get done on this Sunday quickly. So I'm going to start out with the skinny peanut butter banana muffins, since those will take a while to bake and I want them to be able to cool so I can package them up. So this is the recipe. It's from sallysbakingaddiction.com. I'll link it down below. I've made this before and it's a really great recipe. My kids love it, I think, because of the peanut butter, and then I put a little bit of chocolate chips in it. So for the recipe, you'll need brown sugar. I'm going to use some of this Swerve brown sugar just to make them a little, you know, less sugar than if I use regular brown sugar. I need 4 ounces of plain or vanilla yogurt, so I have that here. 2 bananas mashed up, 1 egg, some maple syrup or honey. I'm using maple syrup. And then I am like running low on paper muffin liners, so I have some Christmas and Halloween ones here, even though it's July, so what? I have some all-purpose flour, some baking powder, baking soda, some cinnamon, The recipe calls for peanut butter, and this is what I'm going to use. This is delicious. This RX nut butter, it's the honey cinnamon peanut butter. I usually have to get this on Amazon, and I like to put it in my smoothies as well because it's hard to find around here, but it's delicious, and I like using that both like in smoothies and on sandwiches and in baking. I'm also going to need some vanilla extract. I'm using this stuff that I got from my local farmer's market, so excited to try that. Some salt. I have some unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and then I'm just going to use a few of the mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. To get started on this recipe, I am going to go ahead and put my bananas into a bowl, and I just like to mash those with a potato masher. I would have actually liked to have some more ripe bananas for this recipe, but we had actually gone through all of our bananas that week, and so I just had to do with the ripest ones that I could find at the grocery store, and it worked out fine. I actually have like an old-fashioned potato masher that my grandma gave me, but any potato masher or even a fork will do if you don't have one of those. I also added some real maple syrup to the bowl, and then like I said previously, I'm going to use the Swerve brown sugar just to cut down on the sugar and the calories a little bit. I could not tell. This recipe still turned out great, so just a thought there if you want to cut down on the sugar. I added my vanilla yogurt and my egg, and then I'm also adding some almond milk per the recipe, and then I'm just going to stir all those wet ingredients together. I went ahead and got a whisk because it was easier to do it that way. So just stir all the wet ingredients together until those are well combined. I'm also using my vanilla that I got from the farmer's market. I was super excited to use that. And then I will whisk in my peanut butter. So like I said previously, I'm using the RX nut butter, but you can use really any type of nut butter that you like. Cashew butter, almond butter, it all works the same. My kids really love peanut butter, and so I like to use that just because they love the flavor of that with the bananas and the chocolate chips. So once the wet ingredients are whisked together, you can add the dry ingredients. So I added my flour, cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, and then just a little bit of salt, and then just stir that together gently until it comes together. The key with muffins is that you don't want to overmix the batter, or they can turn out like really dense and tough. So just stir it until it just comes together. I'm just adding a few handfuls of mini chocolate chips, and there is the batter completed. So here is a new muffin tin that I got. If you guys watched my Pioneer Woman top 10 recipes video, you know that I had some difficulty with the muffin tin that I was using. I thought that it was nonstick, but I don't really think it was. And so I ordered this Rachel Ray nonstick muffin tin off of Amazon, and I love it. I'll link it down below if you guys are interested. It's pretty inexpensive. So I put my muffin paper liners in there, sprayed with some canola oil spray, and then I like to use like an ice cream scoop to scoop my muffin batter into the tin to make sure that they are all even, and that works really, really well. So I'm going to pop these in the oven after I readjust the rack because I cooked something under the broiler the night before and forgot to move it. So I'll pop those in the oven and get to work on the rest. Muffins are in the oven, and I'm going to get started on some hard-boiled eggs. So I like to use my Instant Pot for hard-boiled eggs. I have my strainer basket in here. I have the 8-quart Instant Pot, so I'll leave a link down below for the exact Instant Pot I have, as well as the strainer basket. I have 1 cup of cold water in the bottom. I'm just going to do 5 eggs because I want to make sure that none of them get wasted, and I'm not sure how many my family will be eating this week. So all you do is just place those in the steamer basket, or you can use the trivet that comes with the Instant Pot. You put the lid on, turn it, make sure that it's set to sealing, not venting. And then what I do is the 5-5-5 method. So I just do manual for 5 minutes. I let it do a natural pressure release, so when it's done, just let it sit there for 5 minutes. And then I release the steam, put the eggs in an ice water bath, and then when they're nice and cold, they will peel so easily. So yeah, that's how I make my hard-boiled eggs. Okay, so part of my goal when I am going out of town is to sort of clean out the fridge and get everything prepped so that people will eat it during the week while I'm gone with little effort as possible. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was get this watermelon cut up into bite-sized pieces. I had bought it midweek and it was a pretty good watermelon, but part of it, as you can see, was not cut up yet, and then part of it was still in wedges. And so I'm just going ahead and cutting this into bite-sized pieces, and then I'll put those in a large container in the refrigerator. That way it's super easy for the kids to get them out for breakfast, or Adam can grab it and put them in a container if he wants to take them for lunch. So once all the watermelon is cut up into bite-sized chunks, I'm going to scoop it into a large container. I'm using a bench scraper. If you guys don't have one, you should totally get one. It's very useful for things like this. I'll link one down below. So my Instant Pot just beeped, so now it's on keep warm. I'm gonna let this go for 5 minutes, and then I'll let the pressure out. When the pressure is all out, I'll put the eggs in an ice bath. The muffins are almost done. I went ahead and flipped the pan around like front to back and put 2 more minutes on it, so those should be done soon. Muffins are out of the oven. I'm gonna let these cool for just a little bit in the muffin tin and then get them on a cooling rack and let them cool all the way. So I am going to wash my strawberries. I just bought 1 pound of strawberries at the grocery store this weekend. So I'm putting those in my OXO salad spinner, which if you're new here, I use all the time to wash my produce. I'm just pouring in a splash of vinegar, and then I'm gonna fill this up. Let me make sure the water is cold. I'm gonna fill this up with cold water and let these sit for about 10 minutes. That's usually how I wash my produce. Here's a little bit of trivia for you. So you guys have bought over 300 salad spinners from using my links, which I think is so awesome. And you guys always tag me on your posts on Instagram and show me how you're washing your produce, and I love it. So anyway, I just thought that was a little bit of trivia for you. I think it was almost 350 salad spinners that we've got going strong now, and some of you guys have told me that you've even found them at thrift stores, so be sure to look for them there too, because you know, people don't know what they're missing out on with the OXO salad spinner. Okay, so Instant Pot actually went a little bit over 5 minutes because I was washing my strawberries. Get down, Murphy. But I'm gonna go ahead and let the steam out. If you guys are interested in a dedicated Instant Pot video, let me know. I have one that I filmed like a long time ago that's like way back on my channel if you want to look for that, but I'm thinking about doing an updated one, so let me know if you're interested in that. Okay, so let's see what these look like. Oh, some of them busted open. Oh well, that's fine. All right, so you just want to take tongs and lift these out of here carefully. You do want to use tongs because the eggs will be super duper hot. Obviously, like I said, some of them kind of busted open, but the ones that are sort of malformed, I can chop those up and either use them for like an egg salad, or I don't know, put them on a salad, you know, like on a lettuce salad for Adam or something like that. So here we go. I'm gonna put these in here and just, whoop, that one broke. Look at that shell, it just like comes right off. I'm just gonna leave these in here for probably, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes or until the ice melts, and then they'll be cool enough to peel. So now that my strawberries are clean, I'm going to go ahead and get them sliced up and in the refrigerator. Sometimes I get questions about, do my strawberries go bad after I slice them up? And no, my kids usually eat them within 3 days, and so they don't really have a chance to go bad. I would say only cut up how many you're going to be able to eat in about 3 to 4 days. And what I usually do is if we don't eat them by then, I just put them in a Ziploc bag and stick them in the freezer, and then I have frozen strawberries to use in my smoothies. Another comment I get a lot is that I waste the tops of my strawberries, so I know that I could be really careful and cut around the stem and waste less, but honestly, when I'm prepping so much produce, I just don't have time for that, you guys, so I just cut the top off and slice them like so. Okay, so next thing that I'm going to work on is some grapes. I totally hate washing grapes. It is like the bane of my existence. Not necessarily washing them, but just picking them all off the grapevines. You guys know how that is. But anyway, it's got to be done. So I'm just going to put those into my salad spinner. Again, like I said, this is how I wash all my produce. And then I'll go ahead and soak those in vinegar and cold water to loosen any of the dirt or wax that's on them. Grapes are my least favorite thing to prep and wash. If money was no object, I would totally buy washed grapes all the time because I just hate picking them off the stems. But I like to pick them off the stems first, put them in the salad spinner, dump some vinegar on there, and then we'll do some cold water and those will be good to go. Okay, so I am going to slice up some of these kiwis. My friend Tiffany from Simple Life showed me how to do this the easiest way. So you just cut off the ends here. I'm just using like a regular paring knife. This one's from Pampered Chef. And then once you cut the ends off, then you just peel them with the paring knife like that. So some people have told me different ways, like they cut it in half and eat it with a spoon, different things like that. I'm sort of making like a fruit salad today. So I really wanted to have these already cut up, you know, with the skin off and everything so that my kids could eat them. So then once they're like that, then you just, slippery little devil, slice them into little circles like so. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna cut up some of these. I don't think I'm gonna cut up all of them, but I'm gonna cut up a few of them and put them in this dish so that I can have them for fruit for the week. So basically to start out, I'm just going to slice all these kiwis and put them in a dish. And then later you'll see that I end up making some fruit cups out of these once I kind of figure out all of the fruit that I had and what I was going to do with it. So the next thing that I'm going to prep really quick is just some grape and cheese containers. I love making these. I love the combination of red grapes and sharp cheddar cheese, and Kira really does too. And so this is something that we can have in the refrigerator that's fairly healthy to grab either for a lunch or a snack during the day. These divided Sistema containers, I feel like I maybe found them originally at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, but I know that Walmart has them and I believe that Amazon has them too, so I'll find them and link them down below. Okay, so next thing I was going to work on is some protein boxes or some like homemade Lunchables. I did have my hard-boiled eggs, so I'm going ahead and having those. Of course, while I was doing that, Connor wanted some, so I went ahead and gave him a couple of hard-boiled eggs with salt. You guys can see how easily the peel peels off when you hard boil eggs in the Instant Pot. Like seriously, it is the only way I will ever do them. Although today I did go ahead and hard boil eggs on the stove in boiling water and it was terrible. Every time I do that, I'm like, why did I do this? It's terrible. I should always use the Instant Pot. But so I have two divided containers. These are from Easy Lunchbox, and I did buy these on Amazon. They're super cute and convenient, and I'll link them down below as well. So I have two of those. I put a hard-boiled egg in one compartment, and then I had an extra hard-boiled egg, so I'm just putting that in a small container, and that can get eaten during the week. So to these little Lunchables, I'm also going to add some turkey pepperoni, some cheese, and also some roasted salted almonds. So these were in the pantry and I definitely needed to get them used up. I would have preferred to use like a cheddar cheese in these, but I had Monterey Jack, and so that is what I used. And you know what? We love cheese around here and we do not discriminate. So filling those up, and then in the last spot I'm just going to put some grapes and some blueberries. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I was going to make some of these fruit cups, and I will definitely be doing this again because it was totally a convenient way for my family to grab fruit out of the refrigerator. I got these larger sort of dressing cups from Walmart in the section by the paper plates, and I filled some up with kiwis and some up with grapes, and in a little bit you'll see here where I fill some up with blueberries and kiwis. But it was a great way to get fruit into the refrigerator ready to go for my family. For the grapes, you saw me using a Rubbermaid Freshworks container. I really like these for produce as well. I get them at Walmart, but they're also on Amazon. Here's a look at my cute little fruit cups in the refrigerator. These got eaten very, very soon after I made them. Okay, so I had a few odds and ends in the refrigerator, and I was inspired to make this Italian pasta salad for Adam to take to work on this coming week. So in my container, I have some leftover penne pasta that I had in the refrigerator. I just tossed that with a little bit of Italian dressing and put that in a container with some arugula. And then I had some prosciutto that I wanted to use up, and so I'm just chopping that up into small strips and putting that in the container. You can see kind of here, when I prep salads, I actually like to keep all the ingredients separate in the container rather than doing like a large chopped salad, just because that helps keep the ingredients fresher and helps keep the lettuce or the greens from getting soggy. So I'm also adding some pepperoncini. I thought that would be really good in there. And then some red onion, you saw me chopping that up as well. So I'm also going to add some cherry tomatoes. And then I had a few like Italian dressing cups. Adam actually got a bunch of these from work and brought them home. And so it was super convenient to put these in here. But if you didn't have those, you could use your own Italian dressing. I also felt like this needed some fresh parsley. So I had some of that in the refrigerator. I'm just going to chop this up and put it on the top. So that was a nice chopped salad for him to take to work during the week. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to prep is some ham salad. So I think you guys have seen me make this before. People not in the Midwest or maybe like from the South, or some people on the East Coast know what ham salad is, but other people are like, what is that? I grew up with my grandma making ham salad, and let me know if you've tried it before. It's really, really delicious. It's basically just like tuna salad or chicken salad or any kind of like cold meat salad, except you use ground up ham. I had some of this left over in the refrigerator from when I had made ham croquettes, and so this is the perfect way to use that up. Basically, you're just mixing ham, with mayo, mustard, all of that good stuff. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to prep was some pork enchilada filling. So this isn't something that I was going to use this week, but it was a Home Chef meal that I had in my refrigerator that I definitely needed to do something with since I wasn't going to cook it and I was going to be out of town. And so I just decided to put all of the ingredients in a bowl and freeze it, and then I'll use this for enchilada filling at a later time down the road. So that's one thing that I always try to do, regardless of if I'm going out of town for work or if we're going, out of town on vacation or something like that, is just to take inventory of your refrigerator and see what's in there. What can you prep right away, or what can you freeze for later use? And even though this recipe was intended to be more of like a bowl recipe or like, like a pork salad type thing, I thought, well, I can just chop everything up, stick it in a bowl, and then my plan is to sort of cook this up with some like green enchilada sauce or like enchilada verde sauce, and then roll it in some corn tortillas and have it as enchiladas later. So I think it'll be really good, and I'll have to let you guys know how that works out. But I'm just putting all the ingredients in a bowl. And if you don't get Home Chef, I'll leave a link to this particular recipe down below. They do have their recipes online, and so it's super easy to recreate those even if you don't have that service. Okay, so to freeze this, I'm using one of my bag holders. These are so convenient. I get them on Amazon. They are awesome. I just clipped a quart size Ziploc bag on there, and then I'm going to spoon this filling into there, squeeze the air out, label it, and get it in the freezer. Okay, so I had some extra, what is this, Monterey Jack cheese left, and I wanted to cut this up and make some little snack packs with pepperoni and the cheese. I use turkey pepperoni, so I like these small size snack Ziploc bags. I get these at Walmart. They're super cute and convenient for snacks and kids' lunches. So I'm just splitting this cheese into 3 portions, putting them in the bags, and then adding some turkey pepperoni. So this is a great high protein, low carb snack for either, Adam to take to work or the kids to have after they get home from school, or they can even throw this in their lunch with some crackers to take as well. So the other thing that I wanted to get done was get this ham diced up and into the freezer. So I had this deli ham that wasn't bad, but if I left it in my refrigerator for another week, it was going to be bad, and I didn't want to waste it. For some reason, we didn't hardly eat any of this, and so I'm just dicing it up into small pieces, and I'm going to freeze this. So ham freezes actually really, really well, and you can use it in the future, like in a casserole or a potato soup, or what I'm going to do is actually use this in a quiche this weekend when I'm recording this voiceover. Actually, tomorrow morning, I'm going to use it in a quiche. So that's a great tip. If you have leftover ham, definitely freeze it for later use. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to work on is some pizza Lunchables for my kids. So my kids actually really like the regular pizza Lunchables that you can get in the grocery store. Personally, I don't really like buying them for them because I think they're just a bunch of processed junk, and it's not that I am opposed to buying processed junk once in a while because, as you know, I buy a balance of everything. But as far as pizza Lunchables go, I think these are so much better and so much healthier for them. So these black meal prep containers, I actually got these on Amazon some time ago. So if I can find them, I'll link them down below. But in little dressing cups, I also get these on Amazon. I'm putting some pizza sauce, some mini pepperoni, and some mozzarella cheese. Those are sort of the toppings for the Lunchables. And then I usually like to use the round pita crackers, but Walmart didn't have those, and so I'm just using the triangular ones. Here I'm showing you how to make one because I'm hungry and I'm going to try one. But here you go, cute, like a little piece of pizza. So also I threw some grapes in there, and these are delicious, and actually Adam and I like them as well. Shh, don't tell. All right, so this mango was getting super duper close to going south, and I wanted to get it cut up. I was actually nervous when I was peeling it that it was maybe going to be too far gone and I was going to have to freeze it, but it was actually fine. So I'm just using a paring knife to carefully peel the skin off, and then I'll just trim around the pit. Can you see Murphy's nose there? He's like... He's all up in my business for a mango. It's like, you don't even want this. You want meat and cheese. But at any rate, he's always begging for food. And you guys know I do indulge him once in a while. I just try not to give him too much people food because then he pukes on my carpet and no one needs that. So here's the mango all cut up. I'm going to go ahead and shove this into one of those little fruit cups, and this will go in the refrigerator. And actually, I think Adam ate this that same night, so I should have just cut it up into a bowl for him. But next, I washed up my cherry tomatoes, and these are going to go into one of those Freshworks containers as well. Okay, so travel snacks, let's talk about this for a second. So it actually ended up that I didn't end up needing a lot of these snacks. I actually overpacked, but that was fine. I would rather overpack than underpack. The first thing that I'm starting out with is some of these roasted and salted Blue Diamond almonds. I put those into some of the snack containers. Next, I'm going to, or not snack containers, the snack bags. Next, I'm going to put some of these Triscuit wheatberry crackers into some of those bags as well. It ended up that we were in a hospital that had a pretty decent, like a gift shop and a cafeteria. And so it worked out fine. But when you travel, you just never know where you're going to be and if there is going to be food. And honestly, there are times when I have needed to make a lunch out of my snacks because I haven't been in a place where I could get lunch. And so it's nice to have these things on hand. So here's what I ended up taking: some nuts, some Lara bars, one of the Protein 1 bars, some of the Vermont beef and pork sticks, which are non-perishable, and some of those cheese crisps as well. All right, so here's a look at everything that I got done today. Sometimes I get questions about like how long it takes me, and I would say all of this took me about 2.5 hours, but I was also kind of doing other things in there too, although mostly just meal prepping this stuff. So let me show you what I got done. So this lettuce was actually from the farmer's market and I needed to chop it up and wash it up. So I did that. Some of this will be for dinner tonight for a salad, and the rest I'll just put in the refrigerator. I did make this Italian salad with prosciutto. So I did add some croutons to that, so Adam can take that for lunch this week. I washed up my grapes, cut up the watermelon, and then here's the pork enchilada filling that I can use on a later date. So I'll need to put this in the freezer, and then I can use that for enchiladas at a later time. I washed up my cherry tomatoes, washed and cut up some strawberries, and then I have some different fruit cups here. So mango, kiwi, some grapes, blueberries, and this one is kiwi and blueberry. These are the little snack packs that I made. I probably mentioned this in the video, but these are the snack size bags that you can get at Walmart. They're super convenient. So there's just cheese and pepperoni in those. And then here are the peanut butter and banana muffins that the kids can have for breakfast this week. 2 of the homemade pizza Lunchables. So it has the mini pepperoni, mozzarella cheese, pizza sauce, pita crackers, and grapes. And then I will be taking this with me on my trip this week just for snacks to keep in my bag in my hotel room. So I have some of the cheddar cheese wisp crackers, some almonds, some beef sticks, what else did I put in there? Oh, some Lara bars, a protein bar, and some of those Triscuit crisps. This is diced ham that I'm going to put in the freezer for a later use. I made hard-boiled eggs, so I have 1 hard-boiled egg here, and then the other hard-boiled eggs I put in these easy lunchbox containers. I get some questions on these, and they are available on Amazon, so I'll link them down below. But in both of these, I just put in blueberries and grapes, a hard-boiled egg, some almonds, and pepperoni and cheddar cheese. These little packs are just grapes and cheese. Kira really likes those. And then this is ham salad that I made, so Adam will eat that this week. So that is everything that I got done today. Thank you for watching this meal prep video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.